I want to take a minute and specifically talk about Smith & Wesson and potentially to Smith & Wesson. Because as we've seen the evolution of handguns over the last 3 or 4 years, Smith & Wesson is absolutely missing the mark on one particular handgun, and I really want to know why. So let's start with what we've seen in concealed carry guns, starting with the 9mm, was this concept of the micro compact, where you're able to fit a lot more rounds in a much smaller firearm. And then we saw that move to the 380. Ruger did the LCP2 Max, which essentially you have this tiny little gun about the size of a deck of cards that's holding 12+1 rounds. Well, what's wrong, Smith & Wesson? Why can't you do the same? You know, I believe that one of the most popular concealed carry handguns, not the most, but for sure one of the most in 380 is going to be the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard. I carry that gun more than any other gun out there because of its reliability. It's, in my opinion, way more accurate than the LCP2, even with the double action trigger versus the crisp trigger in the LCP2. It's still more accurate than it. It's just a workhorse, but why can't you make it a double stack? Why is it that we're still looking at early 2000s technology when it comes to the greatest concealed carry gun Smith & Wesson currently makes? Now, I know they make some great 9mm and double stacks and Max and that sort of thing, but let's talk about this for a second, because there's, you know, if you wanted to go to a 9mm, you're talking about a different carry system altogether. You're talking about something that's much larger. It limits your ability to carry, unlike a tiny little 380 does. A tiny little 380, I could wear tiny little shorts with no shirt and conceal that 380. I can't do that with any 9mm I've ever owned. Now, I don't dress that way, for the record, but I could if I wanted to conceal it in such things. I mean, I've gone swimming with that gun with swim shorts on. I mean, come on, it's so incredibly concealable. You cannot swim with a 9mm at a public pool. You just simply can't. But you can with the 380 Bodyguard. So why not? Why is it that I'm still limited to this 6+1 capacity when clearly I could get 12 rounds in there, but you just simply aren't doing it? So I guess the question is, well, why not, Smith & Wesson? Why aren't you making this one gun? It's clearly popular. I mean, micro compacts are some of the most popular handguns in the world right now. And once Ruger did that with the LCP2, it proved that this is what the public wants. So come on, Smith & Wesson, get off that strange thing where you just do the single stack Bodyguard. Let's get with the 2020s and get this done. Any thoughts or insight on that? Definitely put that below. I want to take a moment and say, if you have not subscribed, most people that watch this channel don't subscribe to this channel. Please take a moment and subscribe. It's free and it increases the algorithm of our message being heard. That link is below. The most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests, and never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.